The New Jersey Devils have won 8 games in a row and sit atop the NHL standings 3 weeks into the 2025-26 season. Jack Hughes is tied for the league lead in goals, and Jake Allen has been sparkling in net while Jacob Markstrom has missed some time due to injury. So the question is, how good are the New Jersey Devils? Let's begin with some context. Last year, in Sheldon Keefe's first year at the helm, they also started out hot, being 12-6-2 through 20 games, which is about top of the East, and held on to around a .650 points percentage until the new year. Then, injuries to many key players piled up, highlighted by Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton, and by season's end they held on to just third in the Metro with 91 points, before being dispatched pretty easily by Carolina in the first round. This year, the Devils have been hot, especially on special teams. Their power play sits 6th at 30.8%, while the penalty kill is second at 93.5%. Both of these stats are carrying over from last year, where they finished third on the power play at 28.2%, and second in the league on the kill at a more reasonable 82.7%. So, what's the difference so far in 25-26? For starters, the combined 124.3% special teams is still an improvement from last year's mark, but the main improvement is a subtle improvement of 5-on-5. The numbers under the hood are strikingly similar, even in the small 9-game sample size this year provides. They put up around 2.6 expected goals per game while allowing 2.45. They're allowing just barely more goals per game at 5v5 this season as well. The big gain is to the goals for at 5-on-5, increasing to 2.7 per game from 2.23, bringing the goals for percentage up from 49.43% to 53.57%. Since the expected goals is held firm, the jump comes from a boosted shooting percentage, going up nearly an entire percentage point from 8.47 to 9.42%. Compared to the rest of the league, this year's shooting percentage is right down the middle, where last year they lagged behind the pack in 23rd. In expected goals for percentage, last year they sit in 12th, and this year so far they're in 13th. This whole jumble of numbers brings me around to my real point. The Devils were a very good team last year, and remain so this season. Their year got totally derailed by injuries to key players at inopportune times, and they simply didn't have the horses to keep up come playoff time. This isn't the best team in the league, and the numbers don't suggest that, but they do show this team should be a perennial top 10 squad with good even strength numbers, elite special teams, and solid goaltending. What makes this New Jersey team good all revolves around the strengths at center and the blue line. Everyone has seen Jack Hughes at his best when he stays healthy, dipping and dancing around defenders, being able to create chances for himself and his teammates in a way nobody else in the league really can. This lets Nico Hischier sit in and become an elite matchup center who can still produce at a top 6 rate, and Dawson Mercer is an elite penalty killer at the 3C. On D, Luke Hughes and Dougie Hamilton handle the puck moving and offensive duties, while guys like Brendan Dillon, Brett Pesce, and Jonas Siegenthaler are solid complementary stoppers. While Jonathan Kovacevic is still out recovering from off-season surgery, former number 2 pick in the 2022 draft Simone Nemec has shown some flashes of coming to his own at the NHL level, specifically on the stat sheet. Where this group falls short is on the wings. Jesper Bratt is a no-doubt star, and Arseny Gritsyuk has been fun as a rookie, but there are no other true eye-poppers on the wing. Timo Meier can score goals but hasn't fit in Jersey like the star he was as the guy in San Jose, and Andre Palat is currently the left wing alongside Hughes and Bratt, and that just cannot be the case anymore. Though hypothetically Stefan Nason or the injured Evgeny Dadonov could fill in there as well, all three of those guys are much better suited for bottom 6 roles. Come the trade deadline this year, New Jersey's best way to improve is to acquire a legit top 6 winger who can play on their top line. And while it's hard to know exactly who will be available, here are 2 options I think could realistically be for sale and a good fit for the Devils. First up is Rickard Rakell. The Swedish winger is no stranger to moving mid-season, being acquired by the Pens at the 2022 deadline. While Pittsburgh has been off to a scorcher of a start, if they fall back down to what their expectations were heading into the season, Rakell could be a guy who shot come February. Rakell has scored 30 goals multiple times, including last year's 35-goal, 35-assist season. He's no stranger to playing with star talent, playing primarily with Sidney Crosby the past couple of years. He's a versatile player who matches well with a lot of styles, and could be a good fit next to Brad or Hughes, flashing solid play-driving numbers in past years, and most importantly being a guy who doesn't have to have the puck to be effective, which has always been the problem with Meier since his acquisition. Rakell would come at a decent price tag, but could be the top 6 winger needed to push New Jersey to being a true cup contender. He also comes with the plus of having an extra year remaining on his contract. My other trade suggestion may be less realistic, but it's Alex Tuch. Tuch is a northern New York guy playing for his hometown Sabres. However, his contract is up after this year, and he still doesn't have an extension. And while the Sabres have turned it around after an abysmal start, if they fall back out of the playoff picture and Tuch remains unsigned, surely teams will be calling and Buffalo would have to consider options. Tuch hasn't seen playoff action since his Vegas days, but he fits the bill in what New Jersey would be looking for in an addition, being a 6'4" power forward who would complement the smaller skill guys that currently star up front. Tuck's game is direct and heavy, and playing the majority of his minutes alongside Tage Thompson, he's put up 36 goals in 2 of the last 3 seasons. It would probably be unlikely that Tuck becomes available, but if he does, the size and goal scoring combo would be tantalizing for the Devils. All told, if the Devils can stay healthy and bolster their winger core this season, the numbers and eye test prove it. They could have a real shot at the Stanley Cup.